Hey folks, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about cooking outdoors or even in primitive places where you don't have access to electricity or normal utilities by using Coleman gas stoves. Now I've got a couple different variety of stoves here, and you just saw me cooking on this one. You notice it's got a tank that you put on it, and it uses, you can use just regular unleaded gasoline, or you can buy this camp fuel. This is actually pretty expensive, to be honest with you, but manufacturer recommends using that. That would be up to you what you use. This is a pretty old stove. I actually picked this one up used at an auction a few years ago. I grew up, I had some neighbors that used one of these, and man, I ate a lot of good meals from one of these stoves, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly how that you would light this and use it here in just a few minutes. But before that, I wanted to show you a little bit of a simpler variation on a Coleman stove. This one actually uses butane fuel, which you'll buy in cans like this. And I'm going to show you how that you would use this stove. This one is a little more compact, easier to carry or put away. It comes in a case, and it's lighter. This one I've used quite a bit. I've fried fish on it. I've cooked a lot of different things on this stove. It's very handy to just throw in the trunk or throw in the back of the truck, and don't take up much space or anything like that. So to use this stove, you just open up this little compartment, and you'll buy cans of butane fuel. You notice here on the top rim there's a little notch in it. There's a reason for that. When you put it in here, you want that notch to be up, and it's going to fit just under this little tab, or whatever it is here. I'm calling it a tab. That might not be the right word. You put that in, and you push this lever down, and that locks it. So then you can close it, and your stove is ready to light. I don't know how much fuel is in this can. I've used it quite a bit, but I'm going to try to light it. You'll just turn this all the way down to light it, and then just adjust it from there. If you can see, I've got a nice little blue flame, and these get pretty hot. Like I said, I've done a lot of cooking on one of these stoves before. They're pretty inexpensive, and if you have a small budget, don't have a lot of room, this might be one that you would consider. So on this stove, it folds up. It's pretty simple to pack or carry with you as well. It's got a latch right here and a good handle on it. You open this lid, and I want you to notice on the back of this lid, it's got a couple flaps that will come out. And when you're using it outside, I didn't use them in here because I'm in a building. By the way, just a little cautionary note. I'm in a well-ventilated area right now. I've got a couple doors, or they're not even there. I've got a wide open door just a few feet away from me. I always make sure you're using these in a well-ventilated area. Carbon monoxide is a very real danger, so just be careful with that, just letting you know. The little grate opens, or raises up and down rather. This is the way that you would store this stove. The tank would go inside of it, and it fits in there just right. We'll take it out, and you would just install this before you use it. It's very simple. This is the mixer, I think is what it's called. There's a little tube that comes out of the tank, and you just want to put it through this hole, and it's going to go into that mixer. And then there's a couple tabs on here that will secure the tank to the body of the grill. And sometimes you have to give it a little bit of a push. You want to make sure that that goes all the way in, and that your little tabs are secure in these two little slots. You always want to make sure that you're in a safe place too when you put fuel inside of this tank. Here is where you'll put your fuel in. I've already got enough in there to demonstrate it, so I won't be doing that. The first thing that you'll do is turn this little knob. You're supposed to turn it, I think, about a full turn to the left, and pull it out, and there's a little hole in the end. You want to push your thumb over that and just kind of cover that. Pump it a few times. You'll start getting some resistance as the pressure begins to build up. I think in the paperwork it says about 35 times. You push it all the way back in and turn it all the way to the right. The next step, this little lever here, you want to turn it up when you're getting ready to light it. Once we light it, we'll leave that up for about a minute, and then you'll turn it back down just like this. But always remember, to light the stove, it needs to be up. Then you'll just take a match or a good long lighter like this one and begin to open up the valve. About a minute or so has went by. and I went ahead and flipped the little ignition lever down, and you notice I've got a nice blue flame. If you'll notice, this stove actually has 2 burners. Once you light the first one, if you decide you need to use the auxiliary burner, the valve for it is here at the end of the stove. You'll light it the same way. You just want to strike a match or use a lighter, hold your flame down there, and go ahead and start opening that valve. Now I've got 2 burners going. Flip this down, and if I were outside, I would go ahead and open these windscreens and secure them, and you're ready to cook. You can cook a lot of food on one of these stoves. If you've watched this channel much, you know that I love to cook outside. I do a lot of grilling and barbecue on Weber kettles, and I've been cooking up here in my workshop this winter as I've been up here working on it and getting things set up, and I'll use my grills a lot, but sometimes I bring one of these little stoves out and I want to fry something, or maybe you want to cook some soup or anything. These are very versatile. You can do just about anything you want with them. The little small Coleman grill, you can get Walmart, anywhere that's got camping supplies is probably going to have those. As for this other one, I'm going to look and see if they're still available new. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. This is a pretty old unit. Picked it up at an auction, but I see these on a regular basis. I actually seen one at a vendor's mall just a few days ago, just like this one. See them all the time, so they're easy to find. If they do still manufacture them and offer them new, I will put a link down in the description of this video to this one. As far as the camp fuels, again, anywhere that they sell camping supplies, hardware stores and places of that nature, you should be able to find pretty easily. Just make sure when you're using these, use them in a well-ventilated area. I'm being careful up here. Like I said, if they're wanting doors open, I would be very cautious about lighting these inside. Just use caution. I appreciate y'all checking out the video. I do plan to do some more methods of cooking outdoors. I've got a few other things up my sleeve, and hope that you kind of like this style of cooking. And I'll put out some more videos on it pretty soon, hopefully. Thank y'all for watching this one. Subscribe if you haven't already. God bless you all.